Now we'll look at the next type of talipes. That's a foot deformity, where your foot is not plantigrade. Your foot is bending in a type of way that is kind of like abnormal. What's happening? Yeah, I think this was off, but eye on it right now. So Talipes calcaneus. So the general name is what? Talipes equinovarus. Okay, well, we have sub different types. Okay, so these are what? Talipes calcaneus. Talipes calcaneus is this. Please note this. The whole leg, the front of your leg is not touching the front. It's not touching the floor. The only part of your leg that is touching the floor is your heel. That's what we call the talipes calcaneus. Calcaneus in medicine is your heel. Calcaneus is the Latin word for heel. In medicine, it's just like you are learning another language. Okay. So talipes calcaneus is like this. Only your heel is making contact with the floor. All your leg is not making contact with the floor. Okay. So it's a congenital foot deformity, meaning someone is born with it. So the foot is excessively dorsiflexed, is bent upward at the ankle. So the heel bears most of the body's weight and the toes is pointing upward. Everything is up. These are different types. We'll only focus on this. Okay, focus. All right. So what's happening is a positional or structural deformity of the foot, and the foot there is a lot of dorsiflexion. Do you understand? So the heel is touching the ground, but your foot is lifted up. Causes congenital, somebody can be born with it. Could be neurological. Later on, you had things like spinal bifida, poliomyelitis, mostly related to childhood. Okay, and also sometimes muscle weakness, muscle imbalance. Yeah, weakness, imbalance too. You know. So this is what Talipes calcaneus. So clinical features is what the heel is prominent, the toes are pointed upward, and the arc may be flattened. So weight bearing, the child is walking on the heel rather than the sole of the foot. Okay? So flexibility can be flexible, can be positional, or can be rigid. Like flexible now, if you apply some strength, the foot will touch the floor. But when you say something is rigid, there's nothing you can do for that person's leg except surgery though. There's no amount of weight you can apply. Do you understand? So associated is sometimes linked with cavus or valgus components. So diagnosis is physical examination and see it. You do radiographs too, neurological assessment. Management for the positional one, usually do all those physiotherapy and the person comes back to normal life. For structural one, that if you do physiotherapy it do not work, you just have to do surgeries. So orthotics after the surgery is when you now start doing physiotherapy. So that's the beauty of this. And let's move to the next.